Election day is arriving.
It is.
Election day, yes, it's definitely arriving and it's here. That you need to get out there this time. It really means something.
Well, it's a crucial election.
That's what it is.
Every election is a crucial election.
Not as crucial. Some are
Not as
more
crucial
crucial
as
than
So,
others.
yeah, this one is kind of different in the terms of
Who you got running?
The stakes.
my son don't know who he really want to vote for, maybe, kind of. And I want to make sure I can convince
It's my
him.
first time, yo.
First
Okay,
time
so
voter.
first time voter.
First time voter.
That's right, first time voter.
Old time voter, middle time voter.
That's right.
First time voter.
And you know, I've been voting longer than he's been alive.
Right.
He's been alive longer than they even had the right to.
That's right.
right.
When I was coming up voting, they still had to count the peas in the pot.
The jelly beans in the jar.
Jelly beans in the jar.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But I think it's important to talk about what we face as Americans,
As a democracy.
As a democracy, I'm former military. I stand on that, and I think it's important for us to talk about what it means to do your civic duty. And voting for me is a civic duty.
That's right.
Right. So you know, I can say this proud and loud. I'm supporting the person who's, in my opinion, is most qualified. First woman vice president.
She understands what you have to lose if you lose your vote in democracy.
And this is the thing I try to get across to son.
To son.
Yeah, because you have been privileged, right, to grow up in a time where democracy wasn't really wasn't at stake necessarily.
Right.
It doesn't seem like
You just lived in it, had a good
lived
time.
in it.
That's right.
And you know,
You took it for granted. And that's what's supposed to happen in a democracy.
right.
That you're able to take things for granted, that this is the way that they're going to be.
It's the way
How
it
they're
should
going to be better. The tent is big enough for everybody. Some people don't like it. But the only way that you can continue to grow as a country
Right.
is for the tent to be able to get bigger and bigger.
And now there's a time where you won't necessarily lose your rights. People just won't let you use your rights.
That's right.
And I think people can identify with that when they talk about the First Amendment or the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
They may not have any laws against guns, but as soon as you try to use your weapon, you can't use it. Right?
That's
You may want to be able to say certain things, but as soon as they cut you off from being able to say it, you lose that right.
The American people don't like restrictions.
And we shouldn't. This is America. You should be able to say or do anything you want in America.
Free speech is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm hip to the economy. I know where we came from to where we're at now.
Yeah. And
I was able, with voting rights and different things like that, politics, to be able to raise my family so he could
absolutely.
raise his family.
Absolutely.
And those things, they get lost under the autocratic people.
Right.
You know, they want to throw in a little dictator, you know, want to throw in a little
Fascism.
stuff like that. Those things will get lost.
Yeah.
And they'll get lost for the people that's building the country.
And the one thing that makes America unique is that it's from the bottom up, not
Bottom
from
up.
the top down.
That's right.
Although there's always that fight between
Right.
top,
And the
between the
bottom.
rich and poor.
But there's always a middle class, and that's what makes America America.
And I like to say this to people: the middle class doesn't exist everywhere.
Yeah.
It's,
No doubt.
It's a thing that's made up out of unions, out of people having a right to speak. Left to their own devices, human beings have rich and poor.
That's right.
The middle class is something that has to be manufactured.
That's right.
It doesn't just come up out
Which
of anything.
is a good thing, because wherever you're born into, you don't have to stay there.
Absolutely.
See, there's a lot of places, wherever you're born, that's where you stay till you die. Democracy is fragile, because in a democracy, you have to even let the worst of us
Yeah.
be able
Have
to
a
do
voice.
something,
Right.
and have a voice to do something. We use the courts. We don't just beat a person down.
CB series The Wire, and there's these young men that they was playing they was shooting dice. Well, this one guy would take the money after all the dice game built up, after everybody got enough money, he would take the money and run, and they beat him up and take the money back and start the dice game over. Well, somebody killed him one night. And the man was mad. The young man was like, why? They didn't have to kill him. They ain't got to kill him. He does that all the time. The police officer asked him, he said, well, why do you always take the money? Why y'all let him in the game? He said, man, this is America. You got to let him in the game.
Everybody's in the game.
I think one of the things about us as a country is that we got to move forward. And
Yes.
I'm not into moving backwards.
Backwards.
Yeah.
And backwards doesn't look good for my son, my father, and definitely not for me.
Yeah, he's seen backwards, and he has too.
I've seen backwards
That's
too.
right.
But
And we've fought for all these things that we've got.
young people can't buy homes like they used to. The economy is kind of rough.
Read up on the
in
issues
terms
a
of
little bit more
prices.
for this
But that
election than in
inflation-
years
And that has a lot
past.
to do with greed.
But he says
Agreed.
not
More than
everyone.
anything else, because if a person has got a lot, he doesn't have to go up on his prices. I'm pro-life, but
Right.
I'm also for a woman's right to choose.
Right.
And a woman got her right to choose, just like my mother, my wife,
Yeah.
women friends that I know in school, they have a right to choose. So it's not a one issue thing. It's a lot of things that Democrats do I don't like. Different things that we need to go along with
In order.
on other things.
Right.
Things that would help you in the future, a younger person. Because I'm on the way out. He's in the middle,
Yeah.
and you're just coming up.
Right.
And you need to be able to make some valid decisions
Yeah.
and not just be one issue. Oh, he's done that for me.
So where do you go from here, son? What's your take on this?
He voted, and that's
Yeah.
good enough.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah, go vote.
We talked
Yeah.
to him, and that's what we want all the people to understand.
That's what we should end it.
Go and vote.
go and
Go
vote.
vote.
Go
We
vote.
want you to go out there, cast your ballot,
Right.
because your ballot is what's going to keep you going.
And listen, don't ever let anybody say your vote is not powerful and it doesn't matter who's
Right.
winning.
No, don't let nobody
It
tell you it
does
doesn't
matter.
If your vote didn't matter, people wouldn't be trying to keep it away from you that much.
That's right. Absolutely.
The mic's going to tell you, and we're going to let you know all at one time.
Go
Go vote.
vote.
Mike's
Mike's
out.
out.